So
Yeah.
for
Okay.
this one, how I will usually take care of that. So first of all, you can start with black and white. Okay. So Control Y once again. So we've got three value. We've got like the dark one. We can also darken it a little bit with Control U, or maybe even more. I don't know, why am I? Yeah, okay. So there is few things if you want to start in black and white. Either you can separate your volumes with your layers, okay, or you can just on the same layer just try different value, try the different values and just then select it. For this one, we're gonna use just one layer. So you've got a lot of different ways, to just start doing it. You can start drawings, but in this case, we're gonna just start with volumes, with values, yeah.
Just a quick question.
Yeah,
You want us to do the whole painting or like just this part of the boy?
just this part of the boy.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I've sent it to you the
Yeah.
screenshot in the feedback group. Okay.
Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's less intimidating.
Yeah, because otherwise it will have take so much time. Okay, usually. Okay. So first of all, I'm gonna start with basic two values. Like just first
I'm
of
also
all,
recording this if that's okay.
no problem at all.
Yeah.
Completely fine with it. So the main thing you want to do is first of all take your time. Like because I've started really fast, and I had to reshape everything because it wasn't good. So just take your time to make good stuff. There is not really, like, this is the best secret you have to know. So I do really enjoy this painting, this little boy, because you've got really everything in there. value compression, edges to work on. Okay.
It'd be cool if you would also cover how to like do soft edges in Photoshop.
Yeah, sure,
Because
I'm gonna show you
it's
right
like,
after.
yeah,
So this
nice.
is basically like the way you want to, like if you're struggling with something, just go back and start with the basic stuff, you know. So first of all, maybe the drawing first, or the value work. It depends of what you want. What do you prefer?
Mm.
I think for this one, it's you should do value, right? For this one.
Once again, it depends of what do you like. There is
Uh,
no a good things, you know, to start with. Like everything is good, you know. So if you prefer to start with drawing because you're more because you're more confident with it, just start with drawing. Because you know the problem with value is that I'm starting from nothing, so there is already some proportion problems that
oh
I've
yeah.
might not noticed for the moment, but I'm pretty sure that there is some proportions problem because I've just started with with values and not drawing, you know. So maybe starting with drawing is always kind of the better option, I would say.
Yeah.
But it depends of what you like the most. Control Q for horizontal split.
What?
Control Q for maybe that's not the original stuff, like the original shortcut, but for me it is Control Q to have, you know, the original horizontal split, you know,
Ah, okay.
horizontal symmetry to, like it is. I don't know if you do that much, but it is fucking important
To just flip your
canvas.
image, right?
to just, yeah, flip your image. It is really important to do that, because by doing this you kind of have a new image in front of you, and so you notice more where are the mistakes, you know.
Mm.
So this is important. There is also, like, you can also try to flip it like that. It is
Oh
also a good
wow.
exercise. It works very well because now you're really focusing, not like I'm no longer painting a character. I'm painting shapes. I'm painting, you know, I'm more focused about where are the edges, where are the right values, where is, like, what is the good direction of my painting, of the character I'm painting.
Something's also really interesting is like if from like a close up,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't really look like the painting yet because it's so simple. But like if you look into the navigator, it's really close already.
Yeah,
Like just from super far.
but
Like that's super interesting.
as you can see, I still have, and it's probably because I didn't start it um, with drawing, is that I still got proportion problem.
Yeah, of course,
Like
but like
it
just
is bigger.
in terms of the values,
Oh,
it's like super interesting. Like how from afar it already works as an image, even if it's
yeah,
so simple.
yeah, and basically, if your value is bad, and if you don't understand what's going on in the navigator, then you just need to restart everything, basically. Because even if so simple, like Zacharias, when he's making studies,
Mm.
usually is studying like this, you know,
Yeah.
and like he's very far from his desktop. And as you can see, like my value, like my highest value, it is of course way not too light. So we'll just need to higher it a bit, and maybe higher my midtones too, to make that brighter. That's it.
Yeah.
And so you're gonna see that this part is probably the longest, because then it's gonna be super quick. Because once we are here, okay, I would say let's just take a few minutes to rectify some
The
value.
question I
Yeah.
have, you have the cast shadow from the nose, right?
Yep.
Like, is that something you will later on fix, that you will have a gap between the cast shadow, the form shadow on the cheek and
This one?
mouth? Or is like, do you make the design decision to group them together and
You
like
mean
keep it that way?
you mean doing that?
Yeah.
I don't think that there is one which is better than the other. I just prefer usually, because when I'm drawing personally, I like when I'm drawing a face to group that part, because like if
Yeah.
you are I have the impression that this part is too, like, you know, if I squint my eyes, it's kind of a mix between
Can you?
between the two.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you the last 20 seconds. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. I was telling that if you squint your eyes, it is a mix between those two, you know.
Yeah.
So
So it's really just a
I would
decision, right?
yeah, I would probably say that it is just decision making.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
So once my values are kind of course, like there is this huge part which is brighter, and that's it. I'm not gonna cover the end or something else, because it is like the same principle. Once my values feels okay, then how do you switch to color? So you definitely know that this isn't arrangey stuff. So what you can do is either select your different values, make a new layer on top of it, and then select like an orangey stuff, and then with
How did you do that with a flick upwards?
with the
Like you flicked something upwards and then it became the color, basically. Like you filled the layer somehow. I don't know.
okay,
Or the mask.
yeah, okay. So I've just selected
Yeah.
in the drawing stuff. I've just selected like this is what you wanted to know, like how I did this as
Yeah, like you, is that the gradient
You know,
tool
you
or
press
like
you
something
press
special?
Oh yeah, it is the
bucket
gradient tool.
tool.
Okay.
Yeah, that because like
okay, so most of people use the paint bucket tool, but it is
yeah,
kind of boring, you know,
yeah.
because you have to okay, it works that way, but sometimes I like to play with gradients. So the way you can use gradient as just a single tool is that when you're feeling something, you know, it feels like that.
Yeah.
And if you feel like, for example, I just want to feel everything what is under that. If I do that, you know, it will be filled underneath. You know, like under it will be filled. So if I feel something, so so you can feel like that, you know, and shift is to hold a basic direction, you know, like a 45 direction. So if I feel above, it will feel basically everything.
Makes sense. Okay.
Okay. And so I've made another layer with this color. I'm gonna do the same for everything. I know that this is darker, and darker is more saturated, and it looks more orangey. There we go. And like the other one, it is more like, it is like a black, so you can you know, keep a black on that, or oh yeah, I have to merge that. You can keep black, or you can, you know, go into really dark orange. There we go. So now basically you just have to maybe change a little bit, maybe make it more brighter. as long as it's gonna be brighter, it's gonna be kind of desaturated. So you have to fix this. And now you kind of have, maybe this is, okay, I'm just gonna merge everything. Like this is maybe too dark, so I'm gonna light it and saturate it. So I'm using like the navigation tool to see how it is going on. Okay, and once it's done, like basically you've kind of completed the basic stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, where do you start with it? You can start with edges. So for example, this part, it is really bad in just art edge, because it just seems like it's got a beard, so it's a bit strange. So then, just to play with the edges, first of all, you have to understand how edges works. So edges, like, for example, in this painting, you've got the light, basically, which is going this way. And so why do you have only art edges here and not here? It is because I should do something above. There we go. It is because the light is hitting that surface. That surface is round. So you will not have anything art right here, because the light is touching really softly this surface. So it's going to do something like that. Okay, you will not have, it is just observation, but you will not have an hard edges on something that is like that, that is rounding. And so, but like the projection of that shadow would be art. Because of course.
But only as long as it's like close to the
exactly
object,
exactly.
right?
So basically, okay, and also like, yeah, there we go. So in the object itself, like in a round object, basically the edge is going to be really soft, but the projection of it, it's going to be hard. And that's what we see there, is that, because this is round, so the light is hitting it, and softly make a transition.
Now it looks like he has a piercing there.
Yeah. And so here, as we can see, like the projection of that
Yeah.
makes a node edge. That's the same here. So you've got the round stuff, and so because it is round, you've got soft edges.
Yeah.
And the projection of it creates a node edge. So basically, everything that is because it is a human, so basically everything is soft, except for things like, for example, the lips, as you can see. Okay, by the way, I'm just gonna make it more, maybe saturated and more yellowish. But I mean, like, it is just subtle changes, so it's not that much important. So basically what you want to do, you pick a smooth brush, and then you just have to play with that.
Oh.
Okay?
Just one question.
Yeah.
But when I do that, like, I change up my shape, right? Like the shape becomes bigger. But
as you can see, like, we are missing the shape. Like you're right. If we do that too much, we are missing the shape. But then you can just, because there is the eyebrow. That's what you probably want to talk about. You just have to remake the eyebrow on top of that, but you will still have, you know, like the soft edge of the eye.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, that's how you manage edge control. Is that just you make everything really hard, and then with, for example, the nose, you play with, okay, like this is soft, okay, this has to be soft, and the other is dark. Basically, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
And this is the same for this part, you know, like you are basically smudging you just see, like you just look at where are the soft edges and where are the hard edges, and then you just play with that.
Okay.
Like we've got some basic drawing problems right here. Just gonna fix that. And then like it is like the same everywhere, you know, like here it is very soft, so you can just first of all we're gonna fix that. And then, you know, once again play with that soft edge.
When you look into the navigator now, it's like very close.
Yeah, we still have some problems with, for example, this part right here.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be more brighter, you know, and then we are already more closer. And so there is also like the you know, I always kind of do this stuff, you know. You've probably seen that in my paintings. I'm making that. And the reason why, so first of all, it is to reinforce, like, I want you to look there. There's like huge arrows. Look there, please, look there, you know. And it is also, for example, to guide the volume, you know. Like, you can do basically something like that. Okay, because with this direction, you will understand, oh, okay, so this is a nose, and it works like that.
No.
And then basically, like, you've made what was the most complicated stuff, because now it is just a matter of rendering. We don't have to pick, like, you know, we just pick colors through it, and if you just want something way more desaturated, you just have to desaturate it, and that's it. But like basically you've made everything. Like this study is kind of almost complete. It is just refining the details. But you've got everything, you know. You've got like the soft edges, you've got the hard edges. Like the value compression is here. The visibility is here. And this is why I think this is one of the best painting, I would say, to study, to learn those aspects.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it multiple times.
Yeah, you can definitely do it. Like it is the 6 or 7 times I'm studying this painting. Because it is so good, and I always use that as an example. And you know, like if you want right here to do what you've noticed, you can definitely do it. And also play with the edges, because as you can see, this is really soft, and so you can also try that.
But is there a way to blend edges without like the airbrush on top? Is there like a way to like directly blend two hard edges into another?
You mean
Because I've seen that sometimes, like someone just goes over something and it like becomes, but they're not using a brush. I don't know what it means.
they are using like the mixer brush?
Probably, I don't know. I'm
They smudge.
really new to
You mean
Photoshop.
like this kind of smudge? No?
Ah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you just basically just use a, you can do it also with the odd one, with the round odd one. It is basically strength. Okay, like here, just a smudge tool, you know.
Yeah.
And you use like a brush shape. By the way, like all the brushes I'm using here, they are on the Discord server.
Mm.
They are on the like brushes section. So yeah, you use like a brush tool and then you can just smudge things right here. But by smudging things like that, you don't really understand how Hedges works, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just I was just interested on how people do
Yeah,
that
sure.
because I've seen it
Sure.
sometimes.
So yeah, I would say that's it, you know.
Yeah,
After that, it is just refining.
refinement, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So the most important thing is to get the basic value design and just the drawing base, right?
Mhm.
And then the rest is painting by numbers.
Yeah, exactly. Then it is just adding details, you know, adding maybe yeah, like just refining. That's it. You know, adding, for example, this part right here
Yeah.
to. So this is what I told you, Laura. It is so in your character Raven, you've plugged
Yep.
a rim light right here, but
Yeah.
it didn't come off nowhere. And this is what you see right here. It is really subtle, but you see it. You know, right here, it is like probably the hand reflecting here,
Interesting.
Yeah, okay.
or maybe
Let's-
something else in the scene. You know, I don't know, but
I'm just beginning with rim lights. I still don't. I understand what it is and how it works, but it's difficult to do. So
yeah, sure. It takes time, like everything, but
yeah.
and also like yeah, like this is also like a soft edge too, of course. Probably soft edge right here too. Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's true.
And
Yeah, it feels really similar to oil painting. Like you really make everything super hard and then manipulate edges later.
Yeah.
Because like when I draw, like I include soft edges in the shadow map, but like when I've only painted with oil a few times, but
Mhm.
like when I have done it was like super hard, and then I would just on a single pass I would manipulate all the edges.
Yeah. It's like the, you know, finger tool. It's like playing with fingers, but I mean like, you know, you've got already everything that you need to know from this painting with just playing with that. Like
Yeah,
of
it's
course
interesting.
there is some subtle changes that we can do.
Yeah,
But-
like the forehead is super desaturated.
Yeah, exactly. For example, yeah, exactly. I don't know why he did that. I'm
It
not
looks
sure.
cool though.
Isn't that the rule?
Yeah,
There's like a color rule, right, or something.
yeah.
Like there's less blood flow there.
Yeah. There's no yeah vessels.
It is also like when you look at the eye, it's supposed to be more bluish, greenish.
Hmm.
But yeah, like it is really super interesting how he did that. And you don't have, you know, it is just basic colors. You don't have blues or pinks or green to think about. And if you just want to desaturate, you can restart from the beginning, or you can just, remake everything on top of that, and that's it.
Yeah. Where did you learn to do this? Like just
This edge,
Trying.
I mean,
no, like just I don't know what I mean. Like like not at school, right?
no, not at all. And honestly, I would love to be a teacher, because I'm
Yeah, good at it.
I mean, many things, but I'm in France, but because basically, so the teachers I had, they were of course professionals, but bad professionals. They didn't really knew, in my opinion, like they don't really go deep in stuff.
Yeah.
It is just, oh, like, okay, this week you're gonna have to make a character design, and that's it. And you're like, okay,
I know what you
but
mean. Yeah.
you know, like, just make cool stuff. We don't care about the story, or I don't know. And they also, like, when you look at it is why I insist with the knowledge. And I know I don't have a lot of knowledge. I really want to improve that. Because when you look at Craig Mullin stuff, for example, you know, like, there is a fucking bad movie which is Star Wars 9. And at the end, when she's fighting Palpatine, Palpatine says, "Oh, all the Siths are in me," and she replies, and win with that. She replies, "All the Jedi are in me." And this is what I think when I'm looking at Craig Mullin's painting. I'm not looking at just one painting. I'm looking at all history of art knowledge in one painting.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it. And that is why, you know, like, there is a famous sentence in English. It could sound maybe weird, but in French it is like, words structure the thinking. And I think that is the same for painting. I think that knowledge will structure your pictures.